everyone, it's Dr. Robyn. I'm here to talk to you today about how to get over the fear of putting yourself out there. And so this is a topic that's really near and dear to me because it's something that I have struggled with in the past really strongly. Just being afraid to really just step out on faith and put myself out there and do what I feel like I've been called to do. But most recently, I've decided I'm not going to allow that to happen anymore. And I'm just going to start putting myself out there and see what happens and really allow my gift to touch other people's lives. Because when I'm just back hiding and I'm not sharing myself, other people aren't benefiting from what I have to offer. And I do feel like I'm a person of value and worth. And so I need to learn how to put myself out there. And so I figured that this is not something that I'm alone with. I know that I've talked to tons of women out there who really struggle with putting themselves out there, whether it's they want to start a new business, they want to, start a speaking business that they want to do, they want to, start a new daycare at their home, and they're just kind of concerned about, will people take me seriously? Will, I get likes if I go on social media? Will people patronize my business? And so it's a lot of folks that I've come in contact with that are struggling with this. And so as I've been kind of going through the process of putting myself out there, I figured, why not share with other people what I've been learning about this process and how to really just kind of get over that fear of putting yourself out there. So this is where this comes from. So I really hope that this is useful to you. I thank you so much for viewing, and please leave me a comment if you find that anything that I say is helpful or resonates with you. I would love to connect around this topic. All right, so I'm going to share five strategies I think that really help with kind of putting yourself out there. And so the first one that I think is really important that'll help you to put yourself out there is to prepare. So you want to, know what you're talking about. If you're going to say that you're going to be a motivational speaker, if you say you're going to be a personal trainer, you want to know your content and know your stuff so you can feel confident, but you don't want to over prepare. So I know when I was kind of thinking about, getting on social media, I was like, well, I have to study it and I have to learn, all of the different intricacies of it before I put myself out there. And that's not really necessary. Part of the process of doing something new is that it's going to be scary. You're going to be, concerned about, am I doing this right? And that's just normal. And so you have to accept that that's a part of the process. So you want to prepare, but don't wait until you feel comfortable to start, because you're never going to feel comfortable, especially when you're doing something that's new to you. If you've never done it before, it's supposed to be weird and it's supposed to be awkward, but the positive aspect of that is that the more you do it, the better you'll get at it, and then it will start to feel comfortable. But at the beginning, when you're just starting to put yourself out there, you can't wait until you feel 100% comfortable, because that'll never happen, and then you'll just never end up doing what you want to do. And so I think it's really important to keep that in mind, because that's something that was really nagging on me when I was like holding myself back from putting myself out there. It was like I could, sit back and not do what I feel like I've been called to do, but I just didn't feel content. Like I felt like there was more that I should be doing. And so I really just didn't want to, be one of those people who end up just kind of getting by in life, and then at the end having all of these regrets when I'm laying on my deathbed about, what I didn't do, what I should have done, what I could have done. And so that's what really inspired me to, start putting myself out there and say like, no, I'm going to do this. So that's the first point. Prepare, but don't wait until you feel 100% comfortable, because you'll never feel 100% comfortable. Let yourself feel the fear and do it anyway. Put yourself out there. All right, so that's the first one. The second one is for you to set realistic expectations for yourself, okay? So you cannot expect to be perfect the first time you put yourself out there, or even the second or even the third time. You're going to fumble, you're going to make mistakes, you're going to trip up a little bit. There's going to be things that you don't maybe understand about whatever arena that you're trying to step into. So you have to just set realistic goals and just really give yourself credit for for being willing to put yourself out there. That's a huge, huge step. And so don't have all of these really unrealistic expectations. I know for myself, one thing that I really struggle with, because I do try to do things to the best of my ability, but sometimes that kind of gets in the realm of trying to be perfect, which we never can achieve perfection. But for some reason we still try. But the issue that I've struggled with before in the past is like feeling like, well, I have to go hard or I'm not going to do it at all. And while that makes sense and you should put your best foot forward, sometimes you just can't go that hard when you're doing something brand new. You can give it your best effort, but you just need to be realistic that, I'm not going to do it perfect the first time, and that's okay. The thing that I really care about and what is motivating me is just putting myself out there and giving myself a starting place. And again, you'll get better as you continue to do it. All right. And so then the third point that I think will help you to start putting yourself out there and overcoming this fear is recognizing that your journey is your journey. So what I mean by that is don't be comparing yourself to other people. So don't go, looking at what other people do, what their website looks like, or how they've set up their, business and try to like mimic everything that they do. Because when you do that, you're really robbing yourself and your potential, followers and community that you want to connect with of the opportunity to really connect with the authentic person that you are. So you don't want to try to be someone else or try to get in someone else's lane, but just realize that it's your journey that you're on, and you don't have to compare yourself to other people because you have something to offer that nobody else in this world can offer. Yes, they have talents. Yes, they have gifts, but it's not what you have to offer. And so you should really be confident in that and stand solid in that truth that you have something that's wonderful and awesome, and you want to just focus on staying in your lane is the take-home point with that one. So don't compare yourself to other people. Just focus on being the best version of yourself. And that should be enough challenge within itself, because we always have more room to grow. So that's the third point. Then the fourth one, which I feel is really pertinent, is to make sure that you make very clear distinctions between your self-worth as a person and the behavioral results that you may get as a result of putting yourself out there. So why I'm saying this is because I know sometimes when you may struggle with putting yourself out there and you feel insecure about it, you become very sensitive to the outcome of what you do. So for instance, if you do a YouTube video and you put it out there, or you do Facebook Live and no one is subscribing to it, no one is looking at it, you get no feedback from people, they're not commenting, they're not liking it. One pitfall that you can fall into is saying, well, like, I suck. Like, nobody wants to hear anything that I have to say. I have no value. I have no worth. So I should just stop doing this before I embarrass myself even more. And that's not the case. It may be that people didn't like it. They didn't follow you right away. But that does not say anything about who you are as a person, your value, and what you have to offer. Those are two totally different things. So the outcome may not be exactly what you hope that it would be, but that does not diminish the gift that you have to offer people. So again, it's really about persistence and making sure that you have a solid sense of who you are as a person, and you don't get caught up with, thinking that just because you're not getting the results that you wanted right away, that means that you are of no value or that people aren't interested in you. Because it may just be that they need some time to find you. And once they find you, they're really going to be excited, and your following is going to be great. So really take that into consideration and make sure that you put yourself out there, but kind of recognize that the outcomes might not be what you want them to be, has nothing to do with your worth and your value as a person. And then the last point, the fifth point, is really to recognize that you are not going to be for everybody. And so this is something that, like, I've really struggled with before in the past, is feeling like, well, everybody needs to like me. everybody needs to be on board with what I'm doing. I'm trying to do something great. I'm trying to motivate women. Why wouldn't people, want to get on board with this? Why wouldn't people want to like me? And the truth just is that everybody is not going to be interested in what you have going on, and that's okay. The people who you are supposed to touch, the people who you are supposed to reach, you will end up reaching them. They will end up following you. They will rock with you. They will support you. They will lift you up. And those are the people that you want to have in your corner. So you don't want to be spending a lot of time. Yes, you want to, put out marketing materials and try to reach as many of your target audience as you can. But you don't want to get into the place of like trying to convince people why they should like you, or trying to make, friendships happen, or compromising yourself and your values just for the sake of making somebody want to follow you or want to like what you have to offer. Because then you end up just not being happy with yourself, because you're not being genuine, you're not being authentic, and you're robbing people of the opportunity they get of knowing you, the real true you. So again, these are aspects of putting yourself out there that I wanted to share. So I'll quickly review what I shared with you, and I hope that this is really resonated with you and you found it helpful. So the first point is to, when you're ready to put yourself out there, prepare, know what you're talking about, but don't wait until you're completely comfortable, because you won't be completely comfortable. Second point, set very realistic expectations for yourself. So don't expect to hit it out the park right away. You will make improvements. You will get better as you go along. But the main goal is just to start somewhere and put yourself out there. Third, recognize that you want to stay in your lane. Your journey is yours. Don't be comparing yourself to other people and starting to feel bad about yourself because you don't measure up, because that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be the best version of you. The fourth point is make really clear distinctions between your self-worth and your value and the results that you get. So just because you're not getting the followers right away, or people aren't tuning in the way that you want them to, that has nothing to do with your intrinsic worth and value as a person. So don't start to connect those things together. Just because maybe a post wasn't a home run, or you may deem that to be a failure, that doesn't then in turn make you a failure. That's a really important distinction. And then the last point is that you're not going to be for everybody, and that's okay. Keep it moving. Do what you do. Be authentic. Be true to you. Keep trying to grow and be the best version of yourself. And the people who you're supposed to touch, the lives that you're supposed to impact, they will come and they will be impacted. So I hope you found this helpful. Thank you so much for tuning in. Leave me a comment and let me know what you thought about what I had to say. And I will be making more of these videos with the hope of really inspiring women to really be the best that they can be, reach their full potential. I know a lot of us have had things that happen in life to knock us down, to knock us off our game, and we really want to be out there doing better, being better, and really leaving this world a better place than we found it. And so I just want to inspire other women to do those things that they have on their heart to do, and help them along on their journey. And so that's why I'm doing these videos. So I hope that helps you, and I will look forward to connecting with you soon.